Now to introduce our next speaker, please roll video.
Encik Fadzil is a man that envisioned a world where everyone lives in peace. He is a strong believer in the importance of the right education for children to shape a better future for the country. He is blessed with a natural talent in grooming businesses and has recently grown Brainy Bunch into 109 successful educational centers all across Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and charity schools in Gaza and Philippines. He is also a business coach that has helped people lead a variety of businesses, a father of 5 that puts the education of his children as his sole priority.
And Prophet, our beloved Prophet mentioned in one of the hadith, the best of you are the one that benefit others.
Now, we would like to present to you our Chief Executive Officer, Encik Muhammad Fadzil bin Hashim. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Our beloved, my beloved wife, which is also the co-founder of Brainy Bunch. Our also, right? Encik Fazli, Ustaz Khalim, our brothers from Gaza, from Sawaid, our management team, Team Brainy Bunch, and of course parents of Brainy Bunch. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. First of all, let us praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us to be here today. And I know that most of you went and came last week, but it was destined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we have to meet today. And for that, on behalf of Brainy Bunch, first I would like to apologize of what happened. Of course, it's not within our control. Something wrong with the TNB substations. Actually, we got the power, I think, almost 4 o'clock. So I don't think it's wise to wait, to ask parents to wait. Actually, I was not supposed to join that session because I have other programs that I have to go. So I wasn't there during the incident when it happened. So I was quite frustrated that I'm not here to meet all of you. But alhamdulillah, Allah have granted us this opportunity to meet today. And for that, can we, look around you and say congratulations to every one of you who have making the second effort to come. Inshallah. May Allah reward you with the best of this world, and inshallah, this is one of the deeds that inshallah will be considered in the Day of Judgment. When we go preparing ourselves in the hereafter, we must not underestimate the size of any deeds. Because we believe that if, inshallah, when Allah grants us Jannah, it's definitely not because of our deeds, that because of His grace. But because of that, because we don't know which deeds that will take us to Jannah, so there's no such thing of small deeds. It's only deeds. Because in the eye of Allah, only Allah knows. Only Allah knows how we react and what we react and how to reward us, inshallah. I'm going to start my presentation. I'm not going to touch much about the system because later the presentation by our team. Today we have from operations, from our training department to explain to you how you can maximize the learning of your children in Brainy Bunch and to give you some explanation, technical explanation on what is our system so that inshallah with that knowledge you can also maximize your children investment in Brainy Bunch at home as well. Because some parents, they still don't know, they still teach ABC, so don't teach your children ABC. Later, Auntie Karisma, we explain to you why don't teach your children ABC. Because if you teach them the typical ABC song, for instance, they be confused because we don't teach them at our school. So inshallah, that will be covered by my team, inshallah. I'm going to touch a bit about the project of Brainy Bunch. You know, some of you see a lot of videos. You know, we have a lot of videos. We have a lot of initiative. You know, why we're doing this. You know, some parents, they even question, you know, whenever we have events, it's like as if we want to sell you everything. It's like we're trying to bring you here and sell all the product of what we have. But wallahi, if you understand the vision and the mission of the Brainy Bunch, what our brother Ustaz Khalim just now mentioned to you, to produce the great leader. And of course, the best example, the best example, as mentioned in the Quran, is our beloved Prophet Muhammad SAW. And after that is the companion, as rightly explained by Ustaz Khalim. And the question that was posed to us earlier, every one of us want our children to become great leaders. So then, is it just providing education is enough for our children to be great leaders? If we, the adult, do not prepare our children, the environment, the bi'ah, the persekitaran in bahasa, or the prepared environment in the Montessori school, we call it the prepared environment. So if we don't provide the system on how are they going to become a great leaders, or how are they going to become a great Muslim? So the project of Brainy Bunch, of course, we are starting at the most important period of education, which is, according to Dr. Maria Montessori, the most important period is from birth to age 6. The ulama of Islam, scholars of Islam, they say that the first 7 years of education is like carving on stone. You may not see the benefit today. You may not see the benefit today. You may not see the result today. Some you can see, some you can't. But based on the research done, the children in the first 7 years of education, whatever you teach, it lasts. And because of that, choosing the right environment for you to raise your children is the key. Of course, you trying to provide the best at your home with your limitation of time and so on, because most of us are working parents. So you choose the right school. Alhamdulillah, you choose Brainy Bunch. Right? But what is next? What is the most important after that? Of course, a good neighborhood, also covered by Ustaz Kalim just now. A good neighborhood. So some of you who are stuck in your current houses, it's okay, alhamdulillah, inshallah. But we are trying to do some projects to initiate. We cannot just say that the current of system is capitalist system, this is un-Islamic, this is the riba system and so on, and we just discuss about it, but no action. We just talk about how many development. I'm asking this question. I want to ask you this question. How many of you knows that there is an Islamic city in Malaysia? Literally, the city announced as Islamic city, or not literally lah, maybe if not, it's not even directly announced, but you can say that, name me one, a showcase example of Islamic city in the country. So maybe some will say Kelantan is the Serambi Mecca, so they have a lot of madrasah and so on. But can we call Kota Baru Islamic city? Have anyone actually proclaimed Kota Baru as Islamic city? And the small project that we wanted to do, one of the projects that inshallah later we will share you further, some of the information were given to you, is the Rauda City. It's an initiative to start with one small development, to provide the ambience, to provide the environment for our children to raise, to be in accordance to the Islamic modern living, inshallah. So it's one of the small initiatives. Do we need to only buy in Rauda City? If you want to create your own, Wallahi, halas, go and do. But we believe the problem with this ummah today, we have this, the state of our ummah, the issues that we facing today, the Muslim was so behind. I have the privilege to have a discussion, series of discussion with Ustaz Dr. Zaharuddin, which is very well known as one of the Islamic economic experts in Malaysia. So I was asking him about the Islamic financial system and so on. So he didn't answer my question directly, but he said, you know, Fadzil, the Muslims are so behind. So we have to come up with our own version. Okay, I accept. But don't tell me the next 30 years we're going to give the same excuse. The next 30 years, when your children become adult like us, we say that we are still behind. The Jews already taken over the world and we cannot take their position anymore. Are we saying that? Are we going to agree to that? Are we not going to do anything different? I mean, of course, doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result is absurd, like it's crazy, right? That's what Einstein said. If you do the same thing over and over again and expecting different result, that's crazy. That's madness. So what we are trying to do, we are not the best, we are not the expert, but at least if we were to die, if we die, and Allah will ask us, what is the effort that we have done? At least we feel that we want to be able, I'm not sure whether we are able to, but at least we hope that we are able to answer to Allah, oh Allah, I have tried. I've started some, at least I have the intention. Inshallah. Today, what happened to our brother in Gaza, the largest prison in the world? What happened to our brothers and sisters today in Ghouta, in Syria? There was massive killing. Yesterday, I have our brother from Mapim, Brother Sani Arabi, texted me, WhatsApp me. They are on the mission in Syria. It was very, very bad. The killing is on daily basis. Thousands have killed. This is over the past few days. Of course, if you count total was killed in Syria, it's close to 1 million already, if it's not more. Official count, they have stopped counting. That was 2 years ago, they stopped counting already. But unofficial, more than 1 million. Yemen, nobody talk about Yemen. I don't understand why. Set aside the political differences. You know, if whatever that you want to fight over political issues, that's second matter. But killing babies, killing civilians is not acceptable. And this is our brothers. Prophet mentioned in one of the hadiths, your faith, our iman is not complete until we love our brothers and we love ourselves. Now how can we say that we want to be successful in the hereafter if we are not doing anything to our brothers today? What happened in Arakan? Alhamdulillah, Malaysia is blessed with all the peace and so on. But are we saying that we are not doing anything? Maybe sometimes we just cry, maybe sometimes we just give some donation, and that's it. Halas. May Allah grant us Jannah. Allahu Akbar. And I believe, and this is what we wanted to do. The small community of Brainy Bunch, maybe we wanted to start. This is a cause. This is not just a school. I always tell parents, this is a mission. If we were to live at the time of the Prophet, 1,400 years ago, where do you think we want to be? What kind of companion are we going to be? Are we going to be the Abu Jahal? Or we want to be in the light of Abu Bakr? Definitely we cannot be Abu Bakr because there will be only one Abu Bakr. But at least if I can be the servant to Abu Bakr, it's good enough already. May not be entitled to be servant to the Prophet. But remember, yes, the Prophet is not with us physically. The Prophet left us with the guidance. Nothing has changed. The mission of Islam is still the same. Yes, it's not with us physically, but the guidance, the mission remain the same. So now, as the parents, by joining Brainy Bunch, what does it mean? Today, maybe you just listen. My intention, I want to listen about the Brainy Bunch system. I want to ask about how the reading system, how about my children going to benefit from Brainy Bunch. But I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, parents, we are parents also. Your children cannot become great leaders if you don't want to decide to become great yourself. Obviously, my children, I believe my children will definitely become way better than me. I mean, the first one who did the opening dua, my first son, he's the main reason when we started this journey 9 years ago, 8 years ago. We started in Brainy Bunch 2010. This is our 9th year. So inshallah, I don't want to spend too much time. I will go through some of the slides. But inshallah, this coming Ramadan, we are going to have our change conference. Every year we actually conducted change conference except of last year. Last year we didn't do because we were busy with finishing this complex. But this year, inshallah, we are changing normally our change conference is a international parenting conference where we invite speakers from outside, similar, but now we have our international speaker, which is also our in-house Sharia trainer and also our high school Islamic studies teacher, which is Ustaz Kalim, which is, when he speak, just like as if that Dr. Zakir Naik is with us today. MashaAllah. So he's a student of Dr. Zakir Naik. Not just a student lah, of course one of the, he used to run as a head of Islamic department, Islamic studies department in Zakir Naik International School in India. So we are blessed to have you with our team, inshallah. And of course, for the change conference this year, the topic is very serious. Inshallah, I'm going to share with you let's watch this video. I don't have to explain much. Okay, so this is the this is the conference that we're going to do. Then inshallah, we are going to invite all parents to join this conference, inshallah. Helmi, where's Helmi? So just a teaser. So we are doing this, the title for this year Change Conference is the Islamic Economic Revival. So we are inviting any parents who have any proposals, any suggestions or any papers, you can submit to us. Later we're gonna blast this to all parents as well. Of course, not just parents, if you know anyone who can actually contribute for the session. So we're gonna have a keynote speech and then we're gonna break out the conference into group discussion to come up with a strategic action plan. You see, today we no longer want to discuss. Today we no longer want to talk about it because there's so many conferences in the world talking about it, but there's no action. You know, we don't want to just talk about it. And I just want to share you a glimpse about, later I will share with you some of the initiatives that we already started. So for parents, let's say you are running a business, you have some ideas, you can expand your business and so on. Inshallah, you will be able to join us we can have a collaboration, we can have some platform that you can, use the community that we have to support each other. Because if we don't support each other, nobody will. Right? Inshallah. So what is the vision and mission of Brainy Bunch? I think we have explained to produce the great leaders for the world through right education and with the right environment. So this one you know already. And just to recap some of the main mission, to groom future leaders, best teachers, world-class brand, and of course support our ummah. And one of the most prerequisite, this is, I take it as one of the most important mission. This is the mission that we mentioned. But on top of this mission, there's first mission that I want every one of you today to decide, let's do this together. You know, this one, I hope that you can join me as well, but the most important prerequisite mission, what is my most important mission? Is to ensure that our children, your children, by the time they turn baligh, until they die, they will never miss compulsory solat. How many of us, don't raise your hand, how many of, I'm going to ask you a question, you don't have to raise your hand, answer in your heart. How many of us were given the opportunity by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the time we turn baligh until now, because we are still living, right? We have not died yet. Until now, never miss compulsory solat. Maybe I cannot answer on behalf of you, I can answer on behalf of myself. I don't have that opportunity. Based on the statistic, the Muslim in Malaysia, 80% do not pray 5 times a day. This is research done by Dr. Fadzil Khamsa. If that's happened to you, and you still not praying until now, let's make a decision. Let's change that. It's okay. Whatever happened, you cannot change in the past, right? No, Allah is all the forgiving. He will forgive us, inshallah. Don't worry. But for our children, we have the opportunity. That's why in Brainy Bunch, we take solat so important. We do duha prayer every day. We do duha prayer, of course, we teach them. We want to cultivate solat. Why we don't pray? Because solat was not cultivated in our culture. As opposed to fasting. How many of you start fasting when the age of 6? This one I can ask you. You can raise your hand. All, no fasting. 7 years old, fasting already? Started lah, not full. And your parents give you some reward, right? Duit raya and so on, one day, 1 ringgit, my days lah. I think your days, maybe if you're younger than me, upgraded 5 ringgit ke? Still 1 ringgit, right? That's a simple target. But how many of you were rewarded when you pray? How many of you, your parents say that if today you pray 5 times, I give you $5? Not many, right? So maybe we should change because the priority is solat. Of course, fasting is important, but Prophet mentioned in one of the hadith, when your child turns 7, ask them to pray. When they turn age 10, if they don't pray, you can hit them. But I'm telling you, if you start early educating your children to solat, you don't have to hit them. Because you will have enough time to educate them. So can we make a decision collectively today that everyone will put their effort to ask your children to pray, even now when you wake them up. This is also tips that I can share with you. Actually, I learned this from one of the ustaz, Ustaz Gunawan. So he mentioned in one of the conferences that we did before. So he said, whenever you wake them up, don't wake them up to go to school. Because this is what typical parents will do. Come, adik, we are late already, we have to go to school. So the problem when you do that, you only go to school 5 days a week. So come to Saturday, Sunday, you don't wake them up. So happen you wake up, if they are old enough, you ask them to pray because they wake up. But during Saturday, Sunday, nobody wake up. So there's no subuh prayer. The parents, alhamdulillah, maybe performing the solat, but the children not. So whenever you wake them up, even though they don't pray, this is what the ustaz said, even though you don't pray, you wake them up to pray. So if they don't pray, it's okay. Just planting into their subconscious mind. Because they were sleeping, right? So adik-adik come. It's time to pray Fajr. It's time to pray Subuh. Alright? Then only wake them up for school. Okay, the school comes second. First is wake up to pray. Inshallah. So if we do this continuously, when the age of even babies, I know babies will not pray, but it's okay. Baby, it's time to Subuh. It's okay. Assalamualaikum. Hayya ala salah. So do that, inshallah. So can we get an agreement that everyone will take this first mission, prerequisite mission, to ensure all our children will never miss compulsory solat? Can I get a raise of hand? Everyone will do this. Maybe 2 hands or with your feet as well. Inshallah, may Allah grant the success on this first mission, inshallah. Because why? Salat is important. I don't have to explain further, but we know the first deed that Allah will ask in the day of judgment is salat. If we don't have salat, halas, let's go to hell in congregation. In a way. We know that, right? So salat is the most important, insyaAllah. Right. So, Ustaz Kalim talk about preparing our children to become great leaders. So, I know the best example is the companion. They are the great leaders. They are the world leaders. They follow the Sunnah and Quran. But it's not even an option. It is compulsory. It is an obligation for every one of you to raise your children to be like the Abdul Rahman bin Auf. At least we strive. How many of you want your children to be the cover page of Forbes magazine? Come on. If Allah asks you, you want or not? Just say that you want. When you ask Allah, He is the Almighty. It's not like you ask Cik Fadzil, can you give a special request for my child? You know, I'm just a person. But when you go to Allah, you ask the best. If you were to see Prime Minister of Malaysia and you have one grant, one dua, or one request, what will you ask? But if you go and every day you go and meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during our salat, at least during our salat, what are you going to ask Him? So ask the best of this world. Why we want them to be the Forbes cover page magazine? First, we don't want them to just to be any billionaires in the Forbes magazine. We want them to be the like of Abdul Rahman bin Auf, Umar al-Khattab. Because some parents, you know, in Malaysia, it's like a sinful thing to be rich. Whereas, listening to our Ustaz Kalim just now, a lot of the companions, they are rich. Even Siti Khadijah, who is she financially? Right? So it is important, if you want to raise your children to be like that rich, for the purpose of benefiting the religion, benefiting the ummah, because Prophet mentioned, just now in the video of introduction of me, I mentioned again, the best of you are the one that benefit others. Of course, by being rich, insyaAllah, you can reach out to more. But you look at the non-Muslim today, like Oprah Winfrey, for instance. On daily basis, she fed 50,000 African children. On daily basis. Where are we? And I hope that, insyaAllah, your children will be doing more than Oprah. Bill Gates resigned from Microsoft to do charity work under the Melinda Gates Foundation. And you know, they donated billions of Microsoft shares to the foundation, but the money never reduced because everybody else will give the money to the foundation. So I take 10 billion, they get 10 billion. That's what happened to Abdul Rahman bin Auf. He tried to get away, to get rid of all his wealth, but Allah gave him yet. So if we understand that, and if we believe in the promise of Allah, that should be no question about the promises that Allah have given to us. And to do this, this is where I want to talk to you about. You cannot do this alone. Your child cannot be alone. Obviously, later they have to get married, right? Where to get the future spouse of your children? If not, within the Brainy Bunch network. Yes, right? In a way, because just now, Ustaz Kali mentioned about good friends. I told in the elementary and high school, one of the most important investment that you will make is by choosing your children friends. If you have the opportunity to choose, choose. If you can't, let's say your children going to government schools or other schools, it's still okay, but you have to be careful. You have to know their friends. Be the first one to invite their friends to your house. Let them do sleepover so that you know them, so that you can impart them. If you cannot change them, then change them. Change the new friends. Okay, meaning this is not good influence for you. Don't give your child too much obligation. Like 7 years old, you have to be da'i already. If your child is not, your friend is not good, you, alhamdulillah, try to do that, but it's still too young for them. They don't have the strength. This is the mumayyiz period where we teach them what is right, what is wrong. Preparing for the pre-baligh, where we need to build the inner strength. Even when they turn baligh, they don't have the inner strength yet. That's why during this crucial development, you have to protect the environment. They are not strong yet. We went through that route, right? As a parent, we went through that route. And the reason why I started Brady Bunch, I don't want my children to went what I went. Astray unnecessarily for many, many years. When we started to become parents, have our children, we so worried. Oh my God, we want our children to be the best. We want them to be the Jannah, the asset of Jannah for us. Not the asset for the Jahannam. Right? How many of you want to go to Jannah? Inshallah. Without hisab, preferably. So we have to ask first. Alright? So this is a project. So some of the initiative that we have started is, we have started some of the call to action projects. We have started some very small initiative, and we need your support. Not because we want to enrich ourselves. No, I always tell parents, look at what we do with the support that you have given us. Do I need to build this kind of building? Do I need to build this kind of, maybe some may say, lavish facilities? Where is International Islamic School in terms of the facilities before Brainy Bunch building is completed? Where were we? We came from the shop lots. Most of the International Islamic School, where were we? Small, not enough facilities, not even have a proper field, majority of it. Where is the International Non-Islamic School? Oh, they have all the superb 5-star facilities. And is this how we project the modern, the updated Islamic living or Islamic image? So we hope that, whatever that you have contributed towards us, over the past 8 years, alhamdulillah, inshallah, I told in the videos that you are part of this. You are the reason why we are able to do this. Not because of, I told Brother Kalim, if on paper, it's impossible. Impossible for us to achieve where we have achieved today. But even then, because some parents I still don't understand. Not Brainy Bunch parents, others, maybe. When they criticize us, Cik Fadzil, why you grow so much? Maintain on the quality first. Which is not a wrong advice. But then again, when we started Brainy Bunch, we were looking at the select pool of parents that we wanted to target to impact with the right education so that we can get the massive. We can get the mass, the right mass, not just any mass, the right mass that can provide sustainable impact to not just small community, but to the larger community. That's why we designed Brainy Bunch in this way. Later I give you the comparison between Brainy Bunch and others. But we are not the largest. The largest still MRC Junior, 700 centers in Malaysia. Second, Smart Reader, 360 centers. Third, QDs, 200 over centers. Our Islamic school, after that maybe we have Little Khalif, and maybe after that, Brainy Bunch and CIC Engineer Saulat. We are not even number 1, we are not even number 3. In terms of branding, yes, maybe Brainy Bunch is number 1 now, with our branding strategies and so on. But don't look this as something that is sinful. When a non-Muslim do, oh no risk, they are smart readers. Nobody question them. But when Brainy Bunch do, using Islam to make a lot of money. Apa? Tunggang agama apa? I pun tak ingat apa dia punya term sekarang. Penunggang agama, something like that. But I always tell parents, don't judge what I say, judge what we do. The initiative that we did in Gaza, the Syria. I went to Syria 3 years ago, went inside Syria, wallahi, 4 days inside Syria. Didn't plan, alhamdulillah, Allah graced me to be there, witness. Allah, we have to do a lot more. Not just sending your children to preschool, no. We have to work together as one ummah. If we cannot unite, don't talk about your children. If we cannot spend our, what we have, not everything, we are not the sahabat, but at least something. If you are not willing to do that, today, mashallah, you guys, Allah tested you last week. Allah tested you today. And you are here, mashallah. I'm sure Allah will definitely reward you and accept these deeds. Your time, your effort, your sacrifice, inshallah, is huge in the eye of Allah, inshallah. So what do we do? So one of the things that we wanted to do is to create our own economic system. It's not exclusive to Brainy Bunch, but this is the community that we have. Of course, we start with Brainy Bunch first. All right, so that it will be the core discussion during our change conference, inshallah. So please participate. If you cannot contribute in terms of ideas, at least support us whenever we do any initiative, inshallah. Second is to unify the spending power that we have. I'm not just talking about donation. Donation you can donate to Brainy Bunch Foundation, but your spending power today, where do you spend your groceries? You buy from all the hypermarket, right? 99 Street Mart have 1,000 over outlets. Why in the world that Muslim could not have similar to 99 Street Mart? We started a Raudah Mart 2 years back. Now we are in Bandar Baru Bangi, Session 8. We're still testing the model. We do whatever the 99 Street Mart have, but we have more. We have gas, we have online delivery. You know, you can, we provide, you know, even the fish, you know, chicken where 99 Street Mart don't provide. And we hope to expand this throughout the country, inshallah. Of course, with your support. Without your support not just by, yes, Cik Fadzil, I support. No, that's not enough. That's not enough. Your support means, first, if you stay in Bangi, you buy lah, right? Second, and the least that you can have is share with your friends and relatives. Your family is about the story of Brainy Bunch, not the preschool. Not just the preschool. Of course, support by sending children to preschool, yes. You know how many children age 0 to 6 we have in Malaysia? Give a guess. 2.5 million. We are 2.5 million. Oh, I already over. So I'm going to cut my speech short. All right? So inshallah, the practice of being consumer. And of course, some parents, they ask, Cik Fadzil, we are barely earn. We have some, but not much. So what should I do? I'm also a licensed business coach. If you see at the back, we have the Jom Jadi Jutawan, right? So I do that, I think annually we do like 4 events a year. If you attend the program, so I teach you on how to take care of your personal financial and how to create multiple stream of income, how to build your wealth. I'm not selling the program, you can learn elsewhere, but if you join the program, we also provide you free coaching for life. Free coaching, meaning you can have a private session with me, and I will teach you, basically find out what is your challenge and how to do debt restructuring, and then how do you increase your income. I'm telling you parents, regardless of your income today, no matter how big there is, you need a multiple stream of income. Because I know a lot of parents, they earn a lot. You know, 10,000, 15,000 a month and so on. So yeah, I don't need to work, I don't need to invest, my income is enough. But wallahi, you will never assure about the future. Anything can happen. You know, the last crisis of oil and gas, so many parents lost their job. And some still struggling. So if you have prepared much more earlier, and you already create the multiple stream of income, initially multiple stream of active income, and later turn some of the stream to be your passive income, inshallah. So inshallah, if you don't learn from me, it's okay, but so long that this should be part of your plan. You must plan for it, inshallah. This is some of the key initiatives that some we have started, some we have not. So in the medical sector, social enterprise, e-commerce, academic and university education, property development, Islamic financial, which we will discuss furthermore during the change conference. Some we have started, like for instance, Raudah City. So this is, I hope parents who are looking to upgrade their house or buy their first new house can consider our Raudah City, inshallah. Right? So I wanted to explain quickly on our Brainy Bunch education roadmap. So we have from the playhouse, from the playhouse, 2 and 3 years old, primary 4 to 6, lower LM 6 to 9. Because some parents from our kindy, they say, oh, we didn't know that Brainy Bunch have elementary, even though after they attend this conference. So that's why I added this slide. So we also have lower elementary, which is a full Montessori system, 6 to 9, and then we have upper elementary for DTP 1, Dream Tahfiz Program 1. So this is an optional program for you to take 1 year academic vacation by concentrating that 1 year to learn Quranic memorization and switching from English medium school to Arabic environment. So like my son just now, so he can speak, inshallah, decent Arabic already. Quite, of course, thanks to the ustaz that been teaching him. We have also, after that, you can join our prep program. So the preparatory program is actually a compressed program to, you know, the normal route in the government school, you go to Form 1 to Form 3, right? So instead of 3 years program, we compress to 1 year. Before they go and learn into our IGCSE program, which is IG1 at 13 years old, 14 years old, IG2, IG3, which is the exam year where they take the IGCSE examination. And after they finish IGCSE, they can continue in our DTP2, which is to complete the memorization of the Quran, and also some of our Islamic studies program, and also in the DTP3, where they learn the kitab. So we have a targeted kitab for them to before they go for pre-U program. So this is the program that we have for our Brainy Band students, inshallah. So even if you cannot join all, because some of you may not be able because of the distance and location and so on, of course in the high school program we also offer boarding. So you can actually send your children for boarding. But if you can't, at least you need to get closer to your children. You need to, very be particular of what they learn and what they are exposed to, inshallah. And of course for Brainy Bunch, this is our family of Brainy Bunch. Now we have about 940 staff. We have the next slide. This one, okay. So we have about 940 staff, out of which almost 800 are preschool teachers. We have 104 campus in Malaysia, 4 in Singapore. This is our 4th year in Singapore already. We have 2 in Indonesia and 1 charity school in Gaza. We have all the awards, I think you know lah, right? I don't have to go through details. That's our team. You know, Dato' Sri is still with us. A lot of parents, they ask whether Dato' Sri joined Petronas. Is he still with Brainy Bunch? Yes, he's still with us. He still joins us occasionally. I skip this. Some of the awards that we won. Thank you. The Zero Hunger programs. This is the local program. You saw the video earlier. The outside Malaysia, the Philippines, our Gaza, and our Syria projects. This is some of the key milestones about Brainy Bunch. This is, we are already a SGJB company, or a trust company also, high performance Bumi Putra company, already facilitated to be listed in KLSE. Our target is actually 5 years, but they target for us to be listed in 3 years, inshallah. The main project for Brainy Bunch is to build a purpose-built building. So this is the, just to give you a glimpse of how we grow from just 1 campus in 2010, 4 students and 70 students. We grow with a pilot 2011, 12, 13, 14, it's too fast already. But you can see the growth, alhamdulillah. This is the initiative for this year. We are, we have distributed you the strategic plan. Later, inshallah, Aunty Karisma will explain on how you can know what your children will learn. I think one of the issues that we face with parents is they don't know what the children learn. So this is what we wanted to expose more. This year, my message to the team is to have a closer relationship with parents. So among initiatives that we mentioned here, we have this is for the system, strategic plan, ISO, educational visit. This is our 5th year already. We send our teachers to Australia. Previously, we sent to Perth every year. So this year, inshallah, we are sending them to Melbourne to visit Montessori school there and bring the learning. So this is some of the sample visit that they did. So to give you comparison, high-level perspective between Brainy Bunch and other system. So we are a customized education. Later, Karisma will explain further on that. Mixed age classroom. They are classroom by age. So, you know, the science behind it, the fact is there, but later Karisma will elaborate much more. Movable classroom where the children always move When they change timetable, they will move. They don't stay in one place. So it's not boring. Like in other kindergarten, the brand that I mentioned, they will stay. Most of the subject, of course, some of the subject they still move lah. But most of the subject they will stay. Classroom size, we have a ratio of 1:15 for primary and 1:10 for playhouse, where most of them are 20 and above. So the MOE guideline is 1:25 in terms of student to teacher ratio. So we are also managed centrally by single management, where they are purely by the franchisee. So of course there's a pro and cons, but in terms of operation, we have total control of our operation. So if we give a feedback, we did something wrong, tell us, inshallah we can take action. You know, we can take necessary action to improvise. We are not perfect, definitely, but at least we know that we are able to manage this. Later the operation also we explain to you how we do this. And of course for our staff, they have a strong career that they can grow. This is a sample of the design that we are doing for our purpose-built building. This one will be in Ampang Point, inshallah, and we hope that we can build 100 purpose-built building in Malaysia, so that your children have a better facilities. Maybe by the time your children graduate, tak sempat lah. But please make dua that we are able to do this. Maybe you will have more children, I'm sure, and then your younger children may be able to join our purpose-built building, so that they have a better facilities, inshallah. So our target by 2030 is to have 250,000 students worldwide. So this is some of the initiative to enhance the communication. We have launched our Facebook group, so you can actually search for Team Brainy Bunch Preschool Parents. You need to request to join, and then we will approve. And that will be the main communication channel with parents. I also put my handphone number there to show you how open we are. My number is a public number, so you can, please don't call me, but WhatsApp me. Because call later I be like hotline. So if you have issues or any ideas or anything, feedback, good or bad, don't just give us negative feedback. When you have good positive feedback, tell us also, so that we can share with our teachers, so that they can be uplifted, inshallah. The alumni network, so if you live Brainy Bunch, you are part of our alumni network. This year we're going to have a lot of programs for our alumni, inshallah. So please join our alumni program. The whole idea of alumni is to provide the activity so that we can remain united, so that we can maximize this later, inshallah. Parents network and FB support group, the house visit. So we are not making it compulsory, it's voluntary. So later when we announce this to the campuses, you can offer if you want the teacher to visit your house. So there's a questionnaire that you need to answer, so that they can use this information to further improve the teaching in the classroom. So that's the whole idea. In most countries, like I know when we used to have campus in China, it's a compulsory for all the preschool in China and school, for the school to do house visit. So we're going to start here this year, inshallah. We also have this parents' date night, where you can drop your child, and then they will do like, not sleep over, like sleep the entire night. You go for the date, and then later you pick up your children. Because a lot of parents, I know that some of you, when was your last candlelight dinner? So, oh no, don't have time, nobody going to take care of the children and so on. So inshallah, Brainy Bunch is trying to provide that, so that, you know, it's an event that we will choose one day in a year, that every parents, I think when you go to the dinner, you see all Brainy Bunch parents, inshallah. So I think it's a good thing to also create the bond with our teachers as well, inshallah. Of course, you don't do date with the teachers, only with the parents. Children go to the teachers, inshallah. All right, and you can always communicate to me directly. You can also, and I hope that you can do this, go and search on Facebook, Fadzil Hashim. You can follow me. So the step is to follow, because my friends cannot add anymore. I have more than, I think, the 5,000 limit. And then second is, step 2 is to click see first. So if you can do this, I definitely, inshallah, will be able to communicate with you more. You can follow my posting, and mostly the announcement, or sometimes parenting tips and so on, inshallah. That's the first part. And the second part is, do like and follow our FB page. We have all the major announcements from the HQ page. So you can go to Brainy Bunch International Islamic Montessori, and then like, and then see first. Kan? Like, follow, and see first. Right? We also have this announcement last week. For all the registration this year, you are entitled to get this free tabung, this coin box of Adam, from RHB Bank. So the requirement is for you to open up account in RHB for your children so that they can get this free tabung. So please do open your account to RHB Bank. Any of the center, once you have the account number, let us know. We will give you the tabung, the coin box, inshallah. So the Nuna, we will launch it later. This will be sell during, I don't think we can meet it, but later. All right, so regards to the system, we have issues with our online registration system last year. So some of the data is corrupted. So because of that, I need you to go to this register.brainybunch.com to update your current data. So I really need all parents to do this. Later we will send you the link, so don't worry. I will also share the slide in the Facebook group later, so that we can have this. So we have done some improvisation on improving the security and so on. Don't worry, there's no data leak. It's just that the SQL injection, they replace our data. They actually replace all the parents' contact number and email address. So which is, I don't know why they do that. But this, we have also enemy that don't like us. So, but alhamdulillah, now we have upgraded the system, so it's not supposed to be able to do that to us anymore. So that's all my presentations. Do I miss anything? Any announcement? All right. I think I've covered all. Thank you so much for listening, and please stay because we have most important session after this, and I think we're going to play you the video of Rauda City. Jazakallah khair. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.